On this episode of Tioga County Dairy Tales, Tri-K Farms in Owego, New York. The day we visited, they were being given an award from the Agricultural Environment Management Program, which recognizes the farm's effort to protect and enhance the environment while maintaining or exceeding their economic viability. Wendy Walsh with the Tioga County Soil and Water Conservation District presented the award.
Today we represent Tri-K Farm with the AEM Award for their outstanding commitment to be a good agricultural land steward. The farm is owned and operated by brothers Jim, Mark, and Matt Kwiatkowski, and recently Henry, who has retired. They operate 760 acres and milk 170 cows in Owego, New York. Their farm is in the Owego Creek watershed, with the majority of their operating ground directly adjacent to the west branch of Owego Creek and its tributaries. The farm installed several stream bank stabilization projects and recently planted a riparian forest buffer with the district's help. The farm also plants cover crops annually through the district program and utilizes reduced tillage practices on their fields. Additionally, the farm has built a manure storage, a silage leachate collection system on their own, which are functioning to meet our standards and deserve to be noted as further conservation practices on the farm. Too often, the hard work and dedication of our farms goes unnoticed, so we continue to honor farm operations like Tri-K Farm that have been committed to being good stewards of our soil and water resources. They are the 13th farm in the county to be awarded the roadside sign, and it is a way to make both the public and the farming community aware of their high level of commitment to protecting the environment, which benefits us all.
Let's take a closer look at one of Tri-K's recent projects mentioned in their award. Danielle at the Tioga County Soil and Water Conservation District will tell us how they stopped the Owego Creek from eroding farmland.
This is a riparian forest buffer. The riparian area is the space between the stream and the upland terrestrial area. So it's that transition zone from an aquatic habitat to a terrestrial habitat. Having trees and shrubs along a stream adds stabilization to the stream bank. This buffer is planted along a crop field that Tri-K Farm uses in their crop rotation, so it's extra important to have a buffer between a farm field and the stream because they're spreading manure, which has lots of nutrients, which is good for their crops, but we don't want to end up with all of that running off into our stream. Having native trees growing along the stream is also important, as those native leaves fall into the stream and they are the food source for all of the benthic life, the life that's on the bottom of the stream, which is really where all of the action's happening and the energy of the stream is being produced.
Every dairy farm has to feed and milk their herd, but they all do it a little differently. Let's meet two of the brothers at Tri-K and learn how they milk and feed their cows.
Hi, I'm Matt Kwiatkowski.
Hello, I'm Mark Kwiatkowski.
We're brothers with Tri-K Farms.
Our cows average about 75, 76 pounds of milk per cow per day. We milk in a double 8 herringbone parlor, so we're milking 16 at a time. Our milking procedure is the cows come in, we'll strip check each cow and make sure there isn't any mastitis or abnormal milk. Then they get teat dipped. You go through all 8 on a side, and then you go back through and you'll wipe them. So they have at least 30 seconds to a minute with that dip on them before it gets wiped off. Units are automatic takeoff, so when the cow milk flow slows down, they come off. And then we have another post dip that we dip them on after they're done. It takes us, with cleanup, about 3 hours to milk.
We have the first cutting. Alfalfa haylage is in the silo right at the moment. So that runs through the elevator into the mixer, and they're getting 2,000 pounds of haylage in a batch, and 3,000 pounds of corn, and 20 pounds of sodium bicarbonate, which helps buffer their stomach, kind of neutralizes the acids and everything, so get their rumen going good. The corn silage is in the bunker. You go out with a skid steer, scoop it up, and then once you get everything in the mixer, I wait about a minute or two, turn the elevators on, open the door to the mixer, and goes out in the barn onto what they call a taper board feeder. The feed falls in the center, and half of it's going in one direction, the other half falls on the bottom of the chain, so it goes in the other direction. The board is at a taper. When it hits in the center, there's just very little of a crack. And as the feed is pulled by the chain, and it just, when it runs out of board, it's got to fall in the bunk. 6,400 pounds of feed in a batch of feed, and they get 3 batches of feed a day. Over 9 ton of feed a day they eat.
Inside the barn and out, Tri-K is winning awards for their operation in quality and environmental stewardship. To find out more about dairy farms in Tioga County, New York, subscribe to this channel. See you next time.